You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports 2. We're going to talk about Brian Robinson, the running back of the Washington Commanders, because they have arrested another suspect. There's two of them in his shooting. Now, it should be noted, much like Chicago, much like Portland, much like Seattle, Washington, D.C. is run by a radical mayor, Democratic Mayor Muriel Bowser. That's right. It should be noted. I mean, before we get started, we can just take a look at this right quick. That's the mural that's painted on the street in Washington, D.C., Black Lives Matter. We have since found out, and of course we called it back then. We said the whole thing was a one big old scam, but I guess Black Lives Matter only once in a blue moon to a radical Democratic mayor, and we will get to a little something that has to do with her in this incident too. Washington, D.C. police have arrested a second teenage suspect for his alleged role in the shooting of Commanders running back Brian Robinson Jr. He's a talented kid, by the way. It comes after an initial arrest was made on Wednesday. Ryan Williams of Athletes First, Robinson's agency, announced the news in a statement on Friday night and said the suspect was 14 years old at the time of the shooting. Damn. A second suspect, 14 years old, has been arrested in the attempted armed robbery of Brian Robinson. We greatly appreciate the diligent work of detectives and MPD. I mean, they're doing all they can under the circumstances of that leadership up there, the police, that is. Brian is grateful for all the support and looks forward to great things ahead of with the Commanders. Williams' announcement was confirmed with Washington, D.C. Metro Police Department's Deputy Director of Communications, Paris LaBelle. The now 15-year-old has been charged with assault with intent to rob while armed. A 17-year-old was also charged with the same earlier this week. Is that all they get for shooting this guy? Really? Okay. While this second arrest is a big step towards justice, the case is under investigation. In addition, D.C. police said that at least one other suspect is still at large. Robinson, who has been one of the best stories in sports this year, was a third-round selection in the 2022 NFL Draft. Less than a month prior to his first game, he was shot twice, once in the leg and once in the kneecap. They can't, or knee. So they can't get him on attempted murder? What's going on? During an attempted robbery on August 28th. While two gunshot wounds might keep most people away from the field for an extended time, Robinson Jr. made his NFL debut just 6 weeks after the incident. He was introduced to 50 Cent's Many Men in a goosebump-inducing moment that was way bigger than sports. Okay, so not long after that, he was named Washington's starting running back, and he solidified an incredible comeback with a game-winning touchdown. I wanted to cover that, put a little shine on him. Okay, and Washington Post had this a while back about Muriel Bowser in this incident. The authors of the article, by the way, quote, "The shooting has drawn national attention to gun violence in D.C. and raised questions about whether the city is doing enough to keep its residents safe." Well, what do you think up there? Including in the areas where officials have invested additional resources to curb crime. The piece explained that the carjacking and shooting of Robinson Jr. is part of a crime rate that has nearly doubled in the 8th Street corridor. Along with 8th Street corridor, violent crime is up 89% compared with the same time last year, according to data provided by the city. Further detailing this crime wave, Davies and Daniels wrote, robberies including carjackings are up more than 100%, from 13 at this time in 2021 to 28 so far this year. They're up bad in Democratic cities right now, carjackings. And they have been 8 reported assaults with a dangerous weapon, an increase from 5 at this time last year. The report turned back to Bowser's quote, plan to keep residents safe. In June, not long after a 15-year-old was killed and 3 others wounded in the shooting at an event in the U Street area. Bowser told residents she had a plan to keep them safe in the busiest entertainment hubs. This included her vow to, quote, station teams of police officers, transportation officials, and other agencies' employees on 8th Street, Connecticut Avenue, and U Street corridor on weekend nights through Labor Day. However, the piece declared 2 months later the effectiveness of that strategy is unclear. The mayor's nightlife teams, which are in service from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, were not active when Robinson was shot. Robinson wasn't even the only person attacked in the area that evening. The Post, and the Washington Post, reported that he was, quote, one of 3 people shot or stabbed that weekend along the 8th Street corridor. Along the 8th Street corridor, police said. It's a little early. And the local residents told the paper that they have come to expect occasional violence in their neighborhood and that the events of the weekend did not seem particularly unusual. Wow. I mean, come on. And this was tweeted out around the time of the incident. D.C. has become a crime-ridden cesspool, and Muriel Bowser is too busy denying an education to half of the city's black children to stop it. Fix your damn city. So she's absolutely under fire. Here's another tweet from Mark Hemingway. I lived in the D.C. metro area for nearly a quarter of a century, and city governance has always been inept. But even when you set the bar low, Bowser has been an utter disaster. So she's getting absolutely drugged, and she got drugged over this shooting of Brian Robinson Jr., of which there's a 3rd suspect still out there floating around at large right now. And that's the best you can charge these people with, really? And worse, they're not 18. Okay, which probably means they're going to put them into the juvenile system, and we all know how that works. It's just a disaster. Look, it's a great story that Brian Robinson Jr. came back, but you can bet your ass we were not only going to talk about the fact that the 2nd suspect got arrested, but whose city this got arrested in, the mayor. Better believe that. Put a little tarnish on that shine up in D.C. Unbelievable. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 fans. Peace. I'm out. Till next time, Black and White Network supporters, make sure you go over and check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. 25% off USA First. 25% off USA First. Go now.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.